Technology has transformed the way people live, work, communicate, and learn. Every year, millions of consumers and businesses purchase new smartphones, computers, televisions, tablets, batteries, networking equipment, and other electronic devices designed to make life easier and more connected. However, as technology advances faster than ever before, another issue continues to grow alongside it: electronic waste, more commonly known as e-waste. In this presentation, we will explore how nonprofits are helping reduce electronic waste and why their work is essential for building a cleaner, healthier, and more sustainable future. Electronic waste has become one of the fastest-growing environmental challenges of the modern age. Every year, millions of tons of electronic devices are discarded globally. Products that once seemed essential quickly become obsolete as technology improves and newer versions enter the marketplace. Many consumers replace devices frequently, often because of software updates, performance issues, changing trends, or newer product releases. Unlike ordinary household waste, electronics require specialized disposal methods because they contain complex materials and hazardous components. Improper disposal creates long-term environmental concerns. When electronics end up in landfills or are discarded improperly, dangerous materials may leak into surrounding ecosystems. As the amount of electronic waste continues increasing, the need for responsible solutions becomes more urgent than ever. Addressing this challenge requires involvement from governments, businesses, nonprofits, and consumers alike. Electronic devices contain valuable materials, but they also contain substances that can become dangerous if handled improperly. Many electronics include lead, mercury, cadmium, flame retardants, and battery chemicals that may create environmental hazards. When discarded electronics are sent to landfills, toxic substances may slowly seep into soil and water systems over time. This contamination can affect nearby ecosystems, drinking water, agriculture, and public health. Improper recycling methods may also release harmful particles and pollutants into the air. Unfortunately, unsafe disposal practices sometimes expose workers and surrounding communities to unnecessary risks. At the same time, electronics contain reusable resources such as aluminum, copper, gold, silver, and valuable metals that can often be recovered through responsible recycling. Recovering these materials reduces waste and decreases the need for additional mining operations. This is why proper electronics recycling is so important. It protects both environmental health and natural resources. While governments and corporations play important roles in e-waste management, nonprofits have emerged as powerful leaders in creating practical, community-driven solutions. Many nonprofit organizations recognize that existing recycling systems often left gaps in access, awareness, and affordability. In response, nonprofits began developing programs designed to make electronics recycling easier, safer, and more accessible. These organizations often work directly within communities, helping people responsibly recycle electronics while educating them about environmental sustainability. Unlike many traditional organizations, nonprofits often prioritize long-term environmental impact over financial profit. Their mission-driven approach allows them to focus heavily on education, outreach, and environmental responsibility. Many nonprofits also build partnerships with schools, local governments, businesses, and licensed recyclers to create stronger recycling systems. By filling critical gaps in waste management, nonprofits continue helping communities better manage the growing e-waste problem. Nonprofits are helping combat e-waste in several important ways. One of the most effective approaches is organizing electronics collection programs. Community drop-off events, recycling drives, and collection campaigns make it easier for individuals and businesses to dispose of electronics responsibly. These programs help prevent devices from ending up in landfills or being discarded improperly. Many nonprofit organizations also partner with licensed recyclers to ensure electronics are processed safely and ethically. These partnerships help protect workers while improving environmental outcomes. In addition, nonprofits often focus on reducing waste through reuse and recovery, rather than immediate disposal. Their efforts help support long-term sustainability goals by keeping electronics and valuable materials in circulation for as long as possible. Small community efforts, when repeated consistently, can create substantial environmental progress. One of the most meaningful contributions nonprofits make is refurbishing electronics. Rather than treating old devices as waste, many nonprofit organizations see opportunity. Computers, tablets, monitors, and smartphones that may no longer meet one person's needs can often still provide tremendous value to someone else. Nonprofits frequently repair and refurbish electronics before redistributing them to schools, community programs, nonprofits, and families in need. These efforts help reduce unnecessary waste while expanding access to technology. This work also helps bridge what is often called the digital divide. Many underserved communities lack access to modern technology for education, employment, communication, or professional development. By extending the life of electronics, nonprofits simultaneously reduce environmental waste and improve community opportunities. Keeping devices useful longer benefits both people and the planet. Another major contribution nonprofits make involves education. Many people simply do not understand what happens when electronics are thrown away improperly. Consumers may not realize the environmental harm caused by landfill disposal or unsafe recycling practices. To address this issue, nonprofits frequently organize educational campaigns that teach communities about sustainable electronics disposal. These programs may include workshops, school partnerships, informational materials, recycling events, and online awareness efforts. Education helps individuals understand why responsible recycling matters. When people know how improper disposal impacts water systems, air quality, and public health, they often become more motivated to recycle responsibly. Schools also play an important role. Many nonprofit partnerships help teach younger generations sustainable habits that can last a lifetime. Informed communities are often more likely to participate in recycling efforts and support responsible environmental practices. Responsible recycling is one of the most important tools in reducing the environmental impact of e-waste. However, not all recycling methods are equal. Improper processing can expose workers to toxic substances while contributing to environmental contamination. This is why nonprofits strongly advocate for safer and more sustainable recycling practices. Working with licensed recyclers helps ensure electronics are handled responsibly and according to proper environmental and safety standards. Battery recycling is especially important. Improperly discarded batteries may create fire hazards, toxic leaks, and contamination risks if not managed correctly. Nonprofit programs often help communities safely recycle batteries and hazardous electronics before problems occur. Encouraging sustainable recycling practices creates healthier environments, safer communities, and more responsible waste systems. Although nonprofits are doing tremendous work, lasting progress also depends on consumer participation. Every individual plays a role in reducing electronic waste. One of the simplest ways consumers can help is by extending the lifespan of electronics whenever possible. Repairing devices instead of replacing them immediately can significantly reduce waste generation. Consumers can also donate functional electronics to nonprofit organizations that refurbish and redistribute them. Rather than throwing away usable technology, donating helps devices remain useful for longer periods. Supporting companies that prioritize sustainable manufacturing and environmentally responsible practices can also influence industry change. Small decisions add up. Responsible consumer habits collectively help create significant environmental progress. No single organization can solve the e-waste crisis alone. Collaboration is essential. Many nonprofits work closely with businesses, local governments, schools, and environmental organizations to expand recycling access. Businesses may sponsor collection programs or donate electronics for refurbishment. Schools often help promote educational awareness and sustainability programs. Municipal governments may partner with nonprofits to host community recycling drives or increase collection opportunities. These partnerships improve access, participation, and long-term effectiveness. When organizations work together, recycling systems become more efficient and community impact grows stronger. Shared responsibility creates better environmental outcomes. The fight against electronic waste requires long-term commitment and cooperation. Nonprofits have already proven they can make a meaningful difference by creating accessible recycling programs, supporting reuse initiatives, educating communities, and advocating for environmental responsibility. Their leadership continues helping communities better understand the importance of responsible electronics disposal. However, meaningful progress requires participation from everyone. Consumers, businesses, schools, recyclers, and governments all share responsibility for reducing electronic waste. Supporting licensed recyclers, participating in community programs, donating usable electronics, and making informed purchasing decisions all contribute to progress. Small actions, repeated consistently across millions of people, can lead to extraordinary change. Together, we can create a cleaner future with less waste, healthier communities, and more sustainable technology practices. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about how nonprofit organizations are helping lead the fight against e-waste. Creating a healthier environment begins with informed decisions, responsible recycling, and community action. Whether through donating electronics, supporting nonprofit programs, extending the life of devices, or choosing responsible recycling options, every action matters. If you would like to learn more about responsible electronics recycling solutions, we invite you to connect with us. Together, we can reduce electronic waste and build a cleaner future through responsible recycling.